What clubs in Las Vegas play hip-hop or have all the hip-hop rappers or headliners? With over 15 venues of day clubs and nightclubs to choose from, and some venues play hip-hop some of the time and the other times they play EDM, it can be confusing to know where to go if you want hip-hop. In this video, I'm going to be going over all of the hip-hop clubs and events that play hip-hop in Las Vegas, along with the spots that play Latin music. And at the end, my personalized recommendations for whatever your group is looking for. Hey, my name is Norman J. I'm a nightclub promoter here in Las Vegas, and my goal is to help inform you so that you and your friends could have the highest quality Vegas party experience. Okay, so just to be clear, most of Las Vegas clubs are not hip-hop. The biggest clubs in Las Vegas play EDM, and for those of you who don't know, is short for electronic dance music. But even these clubs that play primarily EDM, it's not like there's no hip-hop. For the big EDM clubs, the opening DJ will usually play an open format style. And this video is just going to be going over the clubs that are mainly on the strip. I'm not going into the other downtown spots or lounges in this video. Okay, first I want to touch on logistics. Rappers' performances are very different from DJ performances in Las Vegas. Rappers will get on during the day club anywhere between 3 to 4 p.m. and for the nightclubs anywhere between 1:30 to 3 a.m. And they will perform anywhere between 15 minutes to an hour. Now the reason so late is because the club makes more money in bar sales the later they get on. For example, if Lil Wayne got on at 11:30 and then got off at 12, then the majority of the people would start leaving right after he got off, versus if he got off at 2 a.m. Okay, so the number one hip hop club in Las Vegas, everybody knows, is Drai's. Drai's is a day club and nightclub venue located at the top of the Cromwell. If anybody's asking for a rooftop type of vibe, Drai's does have a rooftop view overlooking the strip. Open every Fridays and Saturdays, some Sundays and some Thursdays depending on the weekend. And during the pool season, Drai's Beach Club is open every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Drai's has some of the biggest rapper headliners performers such as Chris Brown, DaBaby, Ray Shremmer, Big Sean, Lil Wayne, French Montana, 50 Cent, Rick Ross, and the list goes on. Drai's does have a guest list for girls on most nights. For guys, it will depend on if the guest list rules allow for even ratio, which means that guys that come with an even amount of guys and girls would be allowed free on the guest list. Generally, it will depend on how busy the night is projected to be. The busier the event, the less free people they will allow on the guest list. For mixed groups with guys, I would recommend waiting until the weekend of to see if there's going to be a guest list for even ratio guys. And if not, then buying tickets would be your next best option. And your next option after that, which is the most expensive, which would be to buy bottle service. It can range anywhere from $1,000 to a $10,000 minimum spend. Also very famous is Drai's Afterhours, which is located at the basement of the Cromwell. But the big headliners do not perform at Drai's Afterhours. It's just a club that goes later into the night. Back in the day, Drai's Afterhours was known to go until like lunchtime the next day, but they're not open that late anymore. Drai's Afterhours does have a guest list for girls only though, and the after hours times are 1 to 6 a.m. Next on the list is Tao Nightclub, located at Venetian Hotel. Tao Nightclub is connected to Tao Beach Club and Tao the restaurant, but Tao Beach is ran as a completely different venue with different staff and different headliners. Tao Beach is only hip-hop depending on the headliner, and that's usually only on Tao Beach Sundays. Tao Nightclub is always hip-hop. Open every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's an older hip-hop crowd, and they have an open bar for girls on the guest list from 11:30 to 12:30 every night. On a side note, if you or your friends ever need any help in Las Vegas, feel free to text or DM me. Whatsapp seems to be the most reliable, so I prefer that. I have ran into some message glitches in the past, so if I don't reply, then please double text me or try another platform. You can DM me on Instagram. My handle is NormanJ_Las Vegas, or text or WhatsApp me. My number is 702-381-1873. All right, now back to the hip-hop list. Next is Jewel Nightclub, located at the Aria Hotel. Jewel is open every Friday, Saturday, and Monday. Jewel is also owned by Tao Group. One of their bigger acts would be OT Genesis. Lil Jon sometimes performs at Jewel, but Lil Jon's set in Las Vegas is primarily EDM, not hip-hop. Next on the list is Marquee, also owned by Tao Group, at the Cosmo Hotel on Wednesday nights. Now they have what they call the Boombox Room, which is their hip-hop room. That event is EDM in one room, which is upstairs, and the hip-hop room is downstairs. Next is Daylight, located at Mandalay Bay. Daylight and Daylight at Night are always hip-hop events whenever they are open. And during the pool season, Daylight at Night on Saturday nights, they have Vibras, which is their Latin night. Okay, so these are the clubs that always play hip-hop. But there are hip-hop headliners that don't perform every weekend, but every so often in Las Vegas, such as Tyga, DJ Mustard, Travis Scott, G-Eazy, Jack Harlow, and Nelly. Now these headliners might not be at these specific venues that I listed earlier, but wherever these headliners are performing, then that entire event will be a hip-hop event. For example, Zouk is not primarily an EDM club, but has performances by Travis Scott, not too many dates, maybe 1 or 2 times a year, Jack Harlow and G-Eazy, maybe 2 to 3 shows a year, and all of them perform at Zoo. DJ Mustard will play a little bit more frequently, and he will hop around between Marquee Day and Night and Tao Beach Sunday. Tyga will headline at Encore Beach Club at night, Fridays and Saturdays, Encore Beach Club daytime on some Sundays, and sometimes Excess Night Swim Sunday nights during the pool season. Now, if Tyga is performing at Encore Beach Club on a Sunday day, then that's probably the best hip-hop day club event for that day, possibly the entire weekend, because Dre's will usually not have a big headliner play on a Sunday day club. Nelly or DJ Mustard at Tao Beach on a Sunday are also very strong hip-hop events in Las Vegas. But these headliners don't always perform in Las Vegas, and when that happens, you might not have too many hip-hop options to choose from. On these weekends, and I think this is a very underrated move in Las Vegas, would be to go to Omnia and just hang out primarily in the heart of Omnia, which is what they call their hip-hop room. The headliner could be Martin Garrix or Steve Aoki, but a lot of people forget that Omnia has a hip-hop room, so they don't realize that it's a good hip-hop option. For example, let's say it's a boys trip in Las Vegas. Friday night, it's Rick Ross at Dre's and Martin Garrix at Omnia. And y'all want hip-hop, but y'all also want to go where more hot girls are gonna go. It's Martin Garrix for sure. And if y'all want to get tables, table minimums in the hip-hop room of Omnia are a lot cheaper than the main room. But even if you don't want to get bottles, if you're a mixed group either wanting to do guest list or buy tickets, if you ask someone who likes both EDM and hip-hop, I would pick Omnia with Martin Garrix over most Dre's headliners as an overall club experience. Just another option to keep in mind when you guys are picking your Vegas parties. And for all the Latin crowd, what about the reggaeton? Okay, so clubs in Las Vegas that play hip-hop play a little bit of Latin music, but it's not gonna be a lot. Promoters might tell you they play both hip-hop and reggaeton. Now, they're not lying, but it's not gonna be like 50-50 or even 70-30. It's just gonna be sprinkled in there. Just don't expect too much if it's a hip-hop club that's not on a Latin night. Senior Frogs at Treasure Island and Vibras at Daylight at Night on Saturdays. These are the only 3 that are on the strip. La Jolla is off the strip, but I do get good feedback from that club. And La Jolla is open every Thursday through Sunday. Now, what are my recommendations for hip-hop clubs in Las Vegas? It's gonna depend on what your group is looking for. If you want hip-hop, you cannot go wrong with Dre's. You're gonna have fun because the music is good. Same thing with Dre's Afterhours. I highly recommend it. Great music, it's a vibe. If it's a boys trip in Vegas and you want hip-hop, but you also want to go where all the girls are gonna go, first pick for me would be a Tyga event, because Win venue events will have more girls and more hot girls. Also, if you like Vietnamese girls, because Tyga's part Viet, I don't make the rules. Viet girls, along with a bunch of Cali Asian girls, they be pulling up for Tyga. Nelly or DJ Mustard on a Tao Beach Sunday, that would be my next pick. Obviously, Travis Scott, G-Eazy, or Jack Harlow would be great, but again, those events do not happen too often. If Chris Brown is performing at Dre's, then the majority of the hot girls in the city, all of Las Vegas, are gonna wanna go there. And fellas, if you see your girl on Instagram and she's on stage at Dre's, focus on yourself, king. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Now, if you're a group of girls or you're a mixed group and you guys have girls and you don't really care who the headliner is, you just want hip hop and you just want free drinks, Tao Nightclub. Fridays and Saturdays, not gonna be too crazy packed. It's always gonna be hip hop, and it's kind of just like a bonus that the girls get free drinks. Tao Nightclub is perfect. And like I previously mentioned, if you just want a good Vegas club experience, but there's not a lot of good hip hop headliner options in Vegas that weekend, then Omnia Hip Hop Room is a great option. I actually highly recommend Omnia on Fridays and Saturdays anyways, especially if it's a good headliner. You will get to experience one of the best clubs in Vegas, and you can go back and forth between the hip hop room and the main room. It's like a best of both worlds scenario. So that's pretty much everything you need to know as far as hip hop clubs in Las Vegas. If you need help finding or want to know how to work with a promoter or host like me, I made a video that goes into depth about that topic. You can check it out right here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.